I'm Amber.
I'm Tony.
And we are Tuned to the Moon. Finally back.
We are back.
In our brand new set.
Look at this.
How cool is this? Look at this big moon. You touch it. Oh, look at that. It's in Up Next Studios in Glasgow, and what a fantastic job those guys do.
Yeah, they have been amazing with us, haven't they?
Oh, they're just fantastic. And I feel like it's everything from like filming equipment to podcast, set design to
editing,
helping us with
everything.
A lot of stuff. Yeah. So basically, because there are so many people that actually do message and say, I really want to start a podcast, but don't know where to go. Just contact Up Next. We'll tag them
definitely
on Insta. I think we actually, if you go onto our Instagram, you'll find them on there anyway, but we will tag them and give them a little message.
Amazing. Everyone here.
This set is very, very cool.
It's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Especially our big moon.
How have you been?
Good, I think.
I mean, we've just had a big massive full moon.
I feel like it's affecting me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I feel a bit
in what way?
Deflated.
Do you?
Yeah.
I kind of feel the opposite. I feel a bit like
you're buzzy.
A bit ready to go, yeah.
Yeah.
But I voice noted Tony this the other day. I had this like massive release of emotion, which was quite funny because it started as me fake crying. So my wee boy Oben, he slapped me because he's 2. So he's like slapping me. He's going, I don't want you, mummy. Slap me, right? So I'm like, don't hit mummy, trying to, be a gentle parent. Don't do that. Yeah. Gentle hands, kind hands. And then I thought, he loves me usually. So I'm going to like pretend to cry. So I started fake crying.
Traumatise the child.
I know, sorry. I did actually think that as I was doing it. I thought, is this good parenting? Unsure, but I'm at my wit's end. So I start fake crying. And then it's like method actress, full scale tears, couldn't stop, turned into proper crying. Aww. But it wasn't even over that because I had just...
No, it's just all the emotion.
I think it was like my body was just like, you need...
To cry.
I think it's like everything that's been affecting me recently, like lots of negativity in the news. We're not here to talk about that.
No.
Let's not.
Let's not bring the fear in.
Let's not bring the fear in. Lots of negativity. And then I think just because, I don't really cry a lot.
No, you don't.
So...
I was very shocked.
I had to go up and like fully cleanse my face. Do you know what he said to me though? He went, get some kitchen roll for that. That's what he said, get kitchen roll for
wet paper towel.
Yeah, it's given the office at school. Wet paper towel, that'll help you. Yeah, that'll fix it. So that's what the full moon brought out in me.
No, but it is. It's obviously, that's the whole purpose of a full moon, is that release. Like you're letting go, you're... whether that's on an emotional, physical level, so obviously it's just affected you more than normal.
It's also affecting my dog. He's been, but just like nuts, like
crazy.
barking crazy. And I'm like, why this past week? Oh, it's the bloody moon.
And it was a funny one because it was the 3rd of the 3rd and it peaked at its fullest at 3:33 a.m. So it was all threes.
That's my niece's birthday, and she was born. Do you know her birth date is 3313?
Oh wow!
And then my wee cousin is 13313. I love those dates.
Love that.
So nice. I know.
And baby's better.
I know. Such a nice date.
Tay was meant to be 2010-20. It had a cancellation the day before for the section. And took me in the day early.
Damn the bloody NHS. So, speaking of dates of birth and things, we actually used... So, you sent me something on Instagram that I had actually listened to the week before.
Yeah, I knew you would have because you like these people.
I do like the show. So, if you've not seen this, it's a radio show in Australia, very famous radio show. It's called The Kyle and Jackie O Show. They've been going... for I think it's like 10 plus years. The kind of background is that they have just recently signed $100 million contracts for the next 10 years. But in a turn of events, Jackie O, who is the co-host of the show, has quit, released a statement, like terminated that contract because of...
so it's full-blown terminated. Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, they've like split up. He's also so they're not together as a couple, but together as a radio duo.
Yeah.
He's also under like I don't want to say investigation, but basically because of like something he said. Basically, they're saying it's inappropriate in the workplace, so he's been taken off air. He needs to apologise within the next 2 weeks, which Kyle Sandilands is kind of known for being not so apologetic, although a lot of people say he is a bit of a big like golden retriever off air.
Okay.
But he is... A few women have kind of asked me, like, why do you listen to the show? Because he can be quite sexist and things. Personally, like, I've always just seen it as entertainment, and the way that, not all the things he says, a lot of the things he says I don't agree with, right? But the way that I have always enjoyed the show as a listener and also a radio presenter is that in the UK, there are so many things we can't do, we can't touch on, we can't say. They can swear.
Oh,
they can love swear that. On the radio.
Get me to Australia.
Right, so I've always listened just because it's such an iconic show. Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't, the fact that they are extremely famous, you know, it doesn't excuse any of his behaviour. And the clip that you sent me, Tony, was, so Jackie O was talking about birth charts.
Yeah, Prince Andrew's birth chart, I think.
Yeah.
Or astrology chart, whatever way you want to look at it.
Some of the things she was saying was really, really interesting as well, and you could tell she was getting really into it.
Yeah.
And then a big argument blew up.
On air.
On air. So should we play some of this? Let's see.
I don't mean to be rude, but as I said, it's fascinating, but I don't think it should be at the detriment of everything else on the show. This relentless research into the
I only just did it then. I was literally just doing it then.
It's affecting other things. Like your fixation on this has made you almost unworkable. No, it's not that bad, Carl. You're not talking. I'm talking.
You do that like that's not fair. Like
but it's actually true. Like, you might have done that in 5 minutes, but you're off with the fairies with.
Tell me where. No. Tell me where I've been off with the fairies during the show.
I don't have to prove anything.
No, you can't accuse me of doing something and then say I don't have to say it.
Listen to the program. You'll hear yourself.
Oh, no, just give me one example.
Be aware of what's really going on.
I am, Kyle. I totally am offended by you saying something like that.
Too bad if you are, because that's the reality of what we're dealing with here.
Oh, that is so unfair. I have been in here doing the segment totally fine and normal.
You've had your head on that, looking into the stars.
Yeah, I just told you I was going to do it.
I heard all that, but it's too much. It's affecting everything else. You're too fixated on it.
What? Tell me what it affected during the show.
Every segment, every time you've spoken, you're off with you don't even know what's going on.
I would never say things like that about you. You have
too bad, because I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because you make out like you sit there like you're perfect.
You're
anything that you don't do, and I would never bring them up, and I would never say what people say.
What do you mean what I don't do? I don't mean to be rude.
So this kind of kept going on, and he's basically
saying she's tuned to the moon.
Jackie O, you can come on the show.
Come here instead.
There is obviously a lot to unpick in that clip, but he kept going on air, and he eventually
did you not
said,
say it was like 12 minutes or something?
Yeah, the full thing is 12 minutes, and he ended up saying to her, ask anybody in here, everybody that you can see has said at least one thing about you. That in itself, awful.
No.
He's saying like it's affected her whole job and stuff, but like you were saying, when you sent me the clip, you can tell she's got a genuine passion and she's taken proper offence at that.
Like, clearly, and I think when I was looking into it a little bit, this is obviously a more recent thing that she's kind of became interested in the astrology side of things, and I don't know if it's all spiritual stuff or just the birth charts, but she's clearly immersed in it and believes in it, and like, what am I like? You send me a message and you're like, oh, I've got a sore head. And I'm like, oh, well, it could be X, Y, and Z.
Because
and
you're so...
Here's what day
you're
it
so
is
interested in that, and that's your belief.
And yeah. So that I instantly go to the things because it's the way I live my life. She's clearly in that kind of place right now where everything is birth charts. I'm going to oh, look at this personality. And even like, I don't really want to go into it, but the war stuff that's going on right now, there was people predicting that was going to happen a couple of weeks before because Mars was going conjunct with whatever planet it was, which signifies in astrology that a war is coming. So these things do correlate to things. And she's obviously then, I'm guessing it's about the Epstein stuff. And
well, interestingly, a lot of the things she was saying were actually giving me shivers when she was talking about Prince Andrew's, you know, I think it was his birth chart or something to do with his star sign. And it was basically saying that he was kind of, I can't quote it because I can't remember and I would get it wrong, but he was basically like destined for this to happen, and there was this big downfall predicted and stuff. So what she was saying was so interesting, and she was getting so into it, and it's the way that he just shuts it down. And we've spoken about this before in the podcast. It's people shutting us down.
Yeah, that she's been silenced. On air
in front of millions.
Yep. And like you say, speak to anybody here. So basically everybody in her workplace that she thinks she's got a good relationship with are talking about her.
And she does have a good relationship with them, and I think that was a horrible thing for him to say. But also, can you imagine, like, you're really, really fully immersed in something and you think this is so interesting and not just one person shutting you down, but being told that everybody has. So what happened after that is she did walk away, and she has now apparently... and I say apparently because there have been quite a lot of publicity stunts in the past that we have thought it's over, but like it's never been to this scale before. Like
you can hear the sadness, the upset, and her
like
voice.
I was saying, he said a lot of controversial things. Jackie O has taken a lot on the chin, but also I think this has got to the point she's had enough, and like you say, she's so into this, and it's quite frankly like being shat on by him, and that's not nice at all. So it's actually got to the point all the members of the team have posted like big thank you posts, and I'm like, this is over. I know a guy who works on the team, and it's actually such a shame because he worked there for 5 days producing them, and this was like a dream job. And so he posted like how it started, how it's going, and it's like a photo of Alec with Kyle and Jackie O, and then how it's going.
I seen that.
Jackie O leaves.
I didn't know that was someone you knew. That's funny.
Yeah,
but I think he did. I think he has come out and said sorry.
Yeah, he did. Apparently, sent a text and saying sorry, I hurt your feelings. But
the thing I saw was him saying maybe I should have handled it differently and said it off air.
Wow.
And not on air. That's the B part.
I mean, it's still humiliating, but totally
humiliating. She's been silenced, and if she has been delving into all this, she's not going to be putting up with that anymore.
Absolutely. And that's honestly the vibe that I'm getting from her. Now, interestingly as well, still on this subject, right, they have, and I've actually always wanted to get her on the podcast, a psychic called Georgina Walker, who I actually sorry, just a bit of Bittersweet Symphony there. I've always wanted to get her on the show, but she was Kyle and Jackie O's psychic on air. And let me find what she said. So she actually put up a video saying that she had posted, so she got like negative feelings about it.
Yeah.
She had pulled a card on Monday, regarding Kyle and Jackie O, and this is what the card was. Can you see it?
No way.
It says this chapter is ending.
Pulled on Monday regarding the future.
Pulled on Monday regarding the future of current radio. And she said she didn't say to a lot of people. She only said to close friends, like, I don't think things are good. And I'm like,
And then that happened.
She's good though. So she's definitely one to.
You've contacted her though, eh?
Yes.
Did you say you reached out?
She's she was on a, do you remember in lockdown I did those like little powering on series?
Yeah.
She was on that.
Ah, okay.
So I think this is maybe a good time to chat to her.
Scoop her
Get
up.
her on. Get the scoop for her. Let's hope she doesn't pull that card for us. What do you say for Tune to the Moon?
We need bright future ahead.
This chapter is ending. Okay. Maybe not. But
that's a no.
That's it. So actually, that's what we're going to chat about today.
Yes.
Birth charts and star signs.
Yeah.
Because last pod, you were basically saying that or I can't remember if we said it on the podcast or if it was like
I think
outside.
it was us after chatting about it.
Tony basically came out with this and said, oh, like your star sign might not actually be your star sign. Sorry, what? I have lived my life as a fully fledged Taurus, feeling that I am living every Taurus moment and emotion. Turns out the star signs that we're reading in magazines, papers, online, on your app on your phone, if you feel it doesn't relate to you, there might be a reason.
There is a reason why. So, star sign, the ones in the papers, so I'm a Leo star sign. You're a Taurus.
Star sign.
Yeah. Cringe. So, obviously, it is your star sign, right? Because it's all to do with the planets, the stars, astrology. So that's why it's called that. But you've actually got basically every single planet in the solar system. That's maybe wrong. I don't know if it's in the solar system or just in our solar system.
Our solar system, go with.
Right, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
Every planet that there is, you have a sign in that planet. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I don't understand what that actually means.
Okay, so I am no expert in this. This is where we do need an astrologist to come on one day and speak to us in depth about it all.
Right.
Because there's so much to it. You get like different houses
Yeah.
in the planets and the degrees of where these planets or stars are positioned when the time you were born and things like that all adds to it. But today we're going to discuss the basics of the different planets and the signs that you are
Yeah,
then
we're just
in.
basically stripping it back to why your star sign might not relate to you. And to be honest, your star sign might be completely wrong.
Yeah. So me, I'm the easier to describe because I know obviously more about me than I know about you.
Well, I beg to differ. You and your little sidekick
Yeah,
senses.
that's true. So like me being a Leo, like Leo is meant to be, well, they're the centre of the all the signs, and they're ruled by the sun. That's the one that is in charge of the entire system. So they're meant to be centre stage, shining bright. But for me, as especially a child, teenage years, I would say it's only maybe been the past 8 or 9 years through doing all this stuff that it's changed. I was the complete opposite. Like, I would rather merge into the background than be on the centre of that stage.
Yep.
Like, everything in me, like, I'd want to audition for the plays. I'd want to be front and centre, but something would stop me.
Yep.
And I was very quiet, very shy, like not... Leos are seen as being very egoic. Like,
Okay.
What's that? Like, kind of full of themselves and love themselves, basically. Right. That's what a Leo is essentially known for. So Leo, now, it's so hard to explain, like to put into. The one you're reading about, so your Taurus, it's not your star sign, it's your sun sign.
Right, so yeah, explain this. We have sun signs, we've got moon signs and rising
sign.
sun.
You've got a Mercury sign, you've got a Mars sign.
Okay, but we're just going to basically explain that.
Top three.
The top, right, okay. So your star sign, your moon sign and your sun sign.
Yes. No? Sun, moon and rising.
Sun, moon and rising. So what does star mean? Just basically the date you were born, somebody just made up?
They've just called it star signs because it's to do with the stars.
Wait, did they not invent a totally new one, like during lockdown or something? Was there not
another, a 13th one in?
That's right. Remember, people were freaking out like, I'm not an Aries anymore.
Ends with an O.
Oh, it was, yeah.
I want to say like Ophelia or something, but I don't think it is that.
See, I like O names because my wee boy's name begins with an O, so I'm going to...
A long thing.
I'm going to search this in case I like this as a child's name.
It changed all the...
Oh, no.
No, you won't like it. It's a big long thing.
What? Ophiuchus?
Oh, I know.
focus.
I can see it.
And it was meant to be
Hibiscus.
situated between Scorpio. Oh no, it's Scorpio and Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. I know.
30th of November to the 17th of December. Absolutely no chance, because that would mean my little Sagittarian boy is
It's
no longer.
Exactly.
No, he's a Sagittarius.
Yeah. So that was to do with, remember that episode we talked about, like
Yeah.
a month being taken away?
Yeah.
That was all because of that.
So did you believe that was true? That should
I
be?
never really gave it much thought, to be
Because
honest.
basically the way that you look at things, Tony, is like when somebody's born, you'll look at their birth chart and it'll be
Yeah.
moon. They've got a moon, sun, and rising. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So
top 3, right? That's what most people who are a bit more into this stuff and look at their birth charts will go off of. So your sun sign, which is Leo for me, Taurus for you. This is who you are at core. Okay, so it's who you're meant to be. So I'm meant to be that Leo.
okay.
But that doesn't mean I come across as that to people. It's just who I am internally. You're Taurus internally. So people might not look at you and go, oh, she's a Taurus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your rising sign or ascendant sign, that can also be called, is how you are perceived from the outside, the kind of mask that you're wearing, the things that you're giving off. That's when I am Sagittarius, still fire, but not as in your face, centre stage. What was your rising?
Virgo.
Virgo, yeah. Um,
And I don't know a lot about Virgo.
well, I do, because...
Because this is your job. No,
No, because I am
She'll love
mostly Virgo.
That's
my
so funny.
most of my chart is Virgo.
No way.
Uh-huh. And Ryan's a Virgo. I married a Virgo. So, yeah, you do kind of come across
So-
as a Virgo.
What does that mean? Like we'd have like similar traits or?
Yeah, it could be, but in different ways.
Okay.
So, you're then coming across, or people might perceive you more as a Virgo because of the way that you act. So that's what you give off, but it's not who you are internally. So, you know, when we talk about people have got a mask,
Yeah. Basically just being false.
Virgo's your mask.
I'm like, I try and be authentic. No, what? So what is like the traits like of a Virgo? Just me asking.
Oh, I've got your chart. Can we go into it?
Yeah, if you want. I did my birth chart as well. I was
Oh,
looking
that's
at,
mine.
I've got my moon sign's Aquarius.
Yes. So your moon is your emotional state. So how things affect you. Instincts, feelings, emotions,
Okay.
what your kind of inner world is like.
And this, in case you want to do your own, this website is called, it's Cafe Astrology.
Yeah, so
You'll
good.
find it-
And it's free. You
Yeah.
just go and pop in your details and this will give you your full thing. So your sun sign is your core traits, your ego, your overall personality, but in a general state, but internally. So it's not always the way that you will be perceived. It's just who you are. Your moon sign is your instincts, your feelings, your emotions, and what your inner world is kind of like, the way you're affected, how you react to situations, all that kind
Okay.
of thing. So you were Aquarius, weren't you? So your reactions, whereas if someone was like a fire sign in that, it might be like they're very reactive and arguing all the time, and do you know what I mean? Very vocal.
Yeah.
We'll go into yours more. And then your rising one is how everybody else sees you, their perspective of you.
So interesting.
So let's look at your...
And are we meant to, like, is this kind of like a meant to be situation, would you say? Like we're all, that's exactly who we're meant to be and when we're meant to be born.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of like your situation with Tay, your wee boy,
coming early.
a planned section, then it's a day early. Or like my wee boy ended up a section. It's like, what about
So
like
they'd be totally different. if
planned
they came.
sections and stuff? Really?
Yeah.
So wait, does that mean it alters their personality or they always just live with who they should have been?
I have no idea.
Because that's a bit
Because
of
it's
a mindfuck.
fate, remember. So even though we thought Tay was going to come the next day, it was already planned out
Right,
that
okay.
he was coming on the 19th.
Yeah, because
So
see,
it's
also
not like
just
we've done that.
touching on that, and like I was always like, is Tony saying this to make me feel better? But you were basically saying that if a baby is born by like an emergency section or whatever, they were always supposed to come that way.
That way, absolutely. That if
really
you believe that you are here for reasons and
Yeah.
to learn lessons, and that you've got a whole other episode, to be fair, blueprint of what you're here for, then that was already planned that you were going to be coming that date. So when we get given a due date, for example, but then they come 2 weeks early or
Load of-
4 weeks early, or
Aye.
that's human made up, that
True.
date.
Due dates are just,
Yeah.
I hate them.
So like us, we chose that date for a section. He was breech and I had to have a section. So we were like, they said we could have the 20th or the 21st. And of course I was like, oh, the 20th of the 10th, 2020 would sound good.
Yeah, that
We'll
would.
go for that one. But then they phoned and said we've got a cancellation. I really wanted to say fucking no to that, to be fair. But Ryan was like, get your arse in there. But that was obviously already going to happen. I didn't know that was going to
You didn't know.
happen. But on his wee blueprint, his wee map, he was always going to be born on the 19th.
Okay,
Do you get me?
yeah, I get
So
you.
it's not him being
Because
changed.
me and my friends have often said that, like, Oban waited
It's 2 to 2.
42 weeks
Yeah,
and then he was born, and I'm like, I wonder how long he would have
waited.
waited. But
Yeah.
then maybe he was always meant to come on the 15th.
Some don't want to come as well.
Sorry, son.
That's like see when we do the healings,
Yeah.
and you can go up, like do a healing where you take the person back into the womb, and it lets you see whether you wanted to be born, whether you didn't want to, whether you were happy in there, whether
Wow.
you weren't very. Yeah. So usually ones who are late, it's that stubbornness. Like,
Okay.
I'm not coming.
I'll need
I'm
to
not
look up
coming
his
out of
birth
here.
chart actually, because I always think, you know, some signs I'll be like stubborn, lovely. Sagittarius I've always loved as a sign.
Yeah.
Aquarius I don't, and that's concerns me that
That's
I'm an
one
Aquarius
of your main
moon.
ones.
Yeah, because I'm like,
I'm
but
just
then
looking, you've got quite a few
I also am.
Aquarius in your
That
chart.
is very kind of makes sense. I've always thought I'm quite reactive because
Yeah.
I'm a Taurus, but the Aquarius thing maybe makes more sense.
Okay, so what were we going to look at there for you?
Just my birth chart.
So your sun and Taurus, so you know all about that, don't you? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the one you've been.
The one I always thought
Yeah.
I was.
So your short description for that is strong-willed, charm, tolerant, likes pleasure and good things in life.
Mm-hmm.
Weaknesses could be she can be materialistic and sometimes laziness.
Well, I
Taurus
wish
with
I had time to be lazy, but aye.
ascendant in Virgo. She has grit and staying power and talent with handling others' resources. She can be intense, secretive, or obsessive with a strong belief in the powers of transformation, growth, and improvement. A natural psychologist.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong job.
I know, I should have studied psychology. Obsessive, yes. Like was
But your key
It's-
traits with that: verbal, intelligent, observant, and sometimes wired.
absolutely tuned
to
to
the
the
moon.
moon. Right in the
Right,
stars.
so let's find out about this moon in Aquarius. So there's
I
obviously
like your phone case.
It's cute, isn't it?
That's really cute.
It's now like a viral trend thing, but it wasn't when I got it. Obviously, I didn't know that
Oh,
was the
like,
case
Good with all these viral things. I'm just
because
living
I'm in
in
with the teenagers.
Yeah, I'm living in the world of soft plays, and the word viral to me means infection.
Yeah.
Keep him away from other
No.
kids. That's the world I'm living in just
No.
now. I like that though. It makes me want to dip.
It's like chocolate.
Is it chocolate? Makes me want to dip a
Yeah.
marshmallow in it. Yeah.
Okay, so with the moon, sociable, intelligent, and lucid. Thanks to great sociability, she has many friends. She is modern, original, attentive, and is likely to bring new life to everything that she does. Possible issues. She is eccentric with sharp mood swings.
Oh, that sounds like me.
That does sound like you. So, like, there is loads here,
Yeah,
guys.
there's loads.
Right?
It's
This is
so
why I'm
interesting
not.
to look at.
Like,
It
there is so much to go
Yeah.
through.
A whole podcast about me, please.
That's why I'm going to the general
Yeah,
bits.
yeah.
But with that kind of emotional side, so you'd then be looking at like say you were looking at, well, a lot of things now will probably pop up because we've done this for you, where it will say, check your sun, moon or rising. So, you know, when you see it pop up as a horoscope, you'd automatically go to Taurus.
Yeah.
We'll go and read all 3 of them.
Oh God, what if your birth chart has like 12?
No, but it's only because it's day 3.
So
So
like
it'll
the kind of
actually
main
say,
3.
read your sun or check your sun or rising, so that it tells you what one to look at, because there's different reasons why you would be looking. If it was based on you were really emotional right now, so say the other day when you were really, really emotional, you'd then be going and looking at your
Moon,
Aquarius rather than Taurus, to see why you're feeling that way that
on
day.
a surface level, your sun sign is your core. Moon is like your emotions and feelings and how you react, and your rising is how other people see you.
Yes.
Okay.
So
that's quite good retention.
Very good. Well done. So most of it, so I didn't know that, and I don't really know enough about Sagittarius, to be honest, to know whether I do come across as a Sagittarius or not. But when I looked at my birth, because the reason I done it was to find the top 3.
Yeah.
Then I went a step further and was
Once
like,
you know,
what are all these things?
Yeah, you're quite comfortable with these, then you can have a look at other ones. That's so interesting.
And then I realised, wait a minute, what is all this Virgo? So if you look at mine, you'll see it from there. There's Virgo.
Oh, there is.
Capricorn. Like I've got, so 5 of my signs, planets, are in Virgo. Yeah, 5 of my planets are in Virgo. 5 of my planets are in Capricorn. So really, no, 4 are in Capricorn, so I'm definitely more Virgo. Even in my case, over my star sign, I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Because there's that much Virgo running through my
Birth
chart.
Yeah.
That I will definitely be more of a Virgo and have more Virgo traits.
Breaking it down to what, when you say like a planet is in Virgo, does that mean in the constellation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's the stars. Constellations. There you go. So my favourite one right now is Mercury.
Right.
Because that's all about communication.
Okay.
So this is how people are communicating. So mine is in Virgo. I'm going to check yours. Because this is how you will really be dealing with things and people. Oh, you're a Taurus. Your Taurus is in Mercury.
I see Taurus all the time. Most nights right now, it's really clear. I see.
You can see it in the sky, do you?
Really clear. And the like Orion's Belt, 7 Sisters I saw a few weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, they're very hard to see. Very hard. You need to really look for the 7 Sisters, but
because that's the Pleiadian and stuff,
yes,
isn't it? That's linked to all that.
Pleiades. Yeah. I actually read such a good series of books called The 7 Sisters, and
I think it was you that told me about that.
It's literally about 7 sisters that are named after these 7 stars, but like just permeated through the book. He talks about looking for the constellation, and that's when I started looking, and it is really hard to see, but on the really clear mornings that I'm coming home at like 1:30, 2 a.m.
See it.
and it's been super clear, those crisp cold winter nights, the moon's out, and really quite often if you look up from Orion's Belt, there's like a kind of reddish star. It's not Mars. And then you look up further and you can see them. Wow. And then Taurus is always like where Orion's Belt. Yeah. It's so interesting. That's all I know.
I was looking last night because they were out. I don't really,
nice.
I don't even really know where they are.
Interestingly, it just shows you how much kids pick up on, like often quite near the moon, that really, really bright looking star is Jupiter. Like Jupiter's always out. Like you always see Jupiter. And my wee boy, he loves the moon. He'll say, that's Oban's moon. And then he was like, oh, Mummy, look, there's a star. And I said, oh, that's not a star, honey, that's a planet. So he'll come out now and he'll go, oh, there's the moon and the planets. And I'm like, I just love that he just has that nice conversation.
And that's normal.
And that's normal. There's a planet, there's a moon.
To normalise it.
Yeah, totally. And not have anybody shut you down like Kyle did in that show.
And that is it. That's exactly what's happened there.
So what about your birth chart then?
Yeah, so I'm just basically mostly a Virgo.
Even though On
Even though I'm
paper, it
meant
would
to
say
be a
you're
Leo.
Leo. I'm going to look up my wee boys and stuff. I know he's too little, but
No, I've got all
the
of mine.
kids.
I've got a folder and it's got like me, Ryan, like,
When do you
and I've
check
got
it?
them all saved. Just whenever
Things
they're
are kicking
crazy, aye, and I'm like, oh, what are they again?
Holy.
What is
Flame
that?
the stars.
Because there's the best time, like, there's always something with the astrology. So, like I said, there was something the other day where Mars was conjunct with Neptune or
Oh,
something
that's
like
right.
that. I
yeah,
think,
quite often
right?
there's planetary
Stuff
goings
going
on. Yeah.
So that's when you would go and look at, right, well, where's my Mars? Where's my Neptune? So my Mars is Virgo and my Neptune's
It's
Capricorn.
basically just a good excuse
I
to
don't
use for
think it is
things, isn't it,
Neptune,
though?
but yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's just, oh yeah, that's why I'm acting that way today.
Mars, yeah.
Let's blame the planets again. But it does all make sense if you actually get your birth chart and read through it.
Yeah.
It makes you understand yourself a lot more than just that one sign, star
I'm
sign
not sure
does.
what it was that Jackie was looking at on the show, right? That just going back to that first clip we played, it wasn't the birth charts. It was something to do with like basically predictions for his life according to when he was born. So there must be
No,
something
that'll
else.
still be the
Is
birth
it?
chart. So
Because see, if you go right down, does it tell you?
you go down, and I'll try and get the picture. It shows you this big
Because,
circle.
but see, just for example as well, right now you're on that page and like think how long that takes for you to get down there. She's clearly been doing that as part of the segment and he's got annoyed. Oh,
Right.
I didn't see that.
So right down the very bottom, you get this big circle. Now, this is where we need an astrologist because I have no idea what any of that means. So mine, if I try and zoom in a wee bit more, it's all over one side and it's all these like lines joining things, and it's telling you what signs and what planet and what house and what degree. So astrologists can actually look at this and look at those degrees, the numbers, and then determine the way these people's lives is meant to go.
We should get an astrologist on to look
We
at our
need
birth
to,
charts.
because I'm clueless with that.
Let's
This is
do
all
that.
me just learning my own.
It's interesting
stuff.
though, because I think a lot of people will take from that like they cannot and have maybe never really resonated with their so-called star sign, think it's a load of shit. But maybe when they actually look into the fact they've got 3 different signs,
Yeah.
then it's
And I think even me looking at myself, I definitely am. I feel more like a Leo personality now, especially doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I am putting myself out there, and I've always wanted to. I've just not been able to. But that's part of that transition, obviously.
Yeah.
Like you're dealing with the childhood traumas, you're letting go of the limited beliefs, you're doing all the things so that you
Yes.
can take the mask off, the Sagittarius mask off, and step into the Leo.
And can
suit.
that help from like can healings help that? You know,
definitely.
clear all
That's
of
the
that
only
and-
reason I think it's
Oh,
happened for
so
me.
funny just before we came in here and the girls
The
overheard.
girls overheard.
Girls were there and
Ash
honestly
was
it's so
wanting a
funny.
session.
Ash was like wanting this like big like Tony session like in the middle of, wait a minute, I need to tell you about this dream, I need to tell you about that. And she's like, this, do you dream? And do you dream
And
in
I'm
colour? And
just-
do you hear in your
I
dreams? And
know.
do you see people's like do you see ghosts? It was
I
so
love
funny.
it. I love
Yeah.
hearing it all though.
I love how interested they get, but that actually, how fun would that be? To not like, I'm not suggesting we like, you like
Do a
read
session.
them, but like do. Obviously, they can come and see you privately, but it would be so good to do like a
Record
podcast
it.
and they can just ask you all the questions
Just the
they want to
past life
ask you.
stuff they're interested in.
They are interested in the past life stuff.
Everybody is.
It would not put like I wouldn't put it past them to all have a past life regression with you, then dress up as folk for their past life and do an episode. Like that would be
They totally
and then just
should.
blame it. That wasn't me. It was Matilda from 1941.
It's totally should.
Yeah, but it's
No, that was funny. There's like so many people are interested in it, and
Yeah.
that's why it's a shame, especially that on air. And like there was loads of comments of like, oh yeah, Jackie is like away
Yeah.
with the fairies, and something's wrong with her just now.
know.
And no, she's just passionate about something and found something that she believes in.
I also think she might be going through that kind of transition
Yeah.
of like leveling up,
Yeah, definitely.
and people are still on such a low frequency that they're
vibration,
like,
yeah.
wait a wee minute, she is a bit away with the fairies. So you still get but you even know yourself, like we'll have to just sometimes call things, oh, it's a bit woo-woo, you know what I'm like?
Yeah.
And it's so bad, but it's just in society we've kind of become used to.
Well, even out there, I just done it. Ash started asking about the dreams, and I'm saying stuff, and then I'm like, oh, it's a bit woo-woo, and
Yeah, but they were
'cause you
genuinely
just-
interested.
You don't know, like, and that's my own shit coming up, because it's like, oh, here's me getting poked about stuff, like they're going to think I'm crazy. So that is the cover
Yeah,
to that.
everyone
When
needs
really so many people are interested in this now.
Yeah, I think everybody needs a session of some sort, whether it is like a past life or a healing or a therapy or guidance or a reading,
I read them,
just
yeah.
to like tap in and see what can be kind of
Yeah.
discovered. And then I think
Because you don't believe things until you physically experience it.
totally, I actually think loads of things come around as well as not just fate, but at the right timing, or like, you know, when we were talking a few weeks ago about being sent like a person or a sign, and it's not always loved ones don't always get in touch through
No.
feathers. Something actually so nice happened just yesterday, 2 days ago. So basically we've almost wrapped up the sale of my grandpa's house. So
Okay.
it wasn't too long ago he passed. But my gran passed 18 years ago, right? So almost 20 years ago. And we're wrapping up the sale. Now, just to kind of, you know, very, very briefly give you the story, it was the family home. Like they moved there when my auntie was about, don't even think she was 2 yet. And then my dad was like born,
Yeah.
lived there. That was his childhood home. So lots of memories, family home. And then obviously lots of emotions, like wrapping it up and selling the house. And then the point I'm making about my gran passing almost 20 years ago is that it's not often somebody's passed that long ago and then somebody gets in touch about them that we don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody got
That's
in
a long
touch
time.
on my mum's message requests on Facebook from the Strathkelvin Writers Group in Bishop Briggs. So my gran was actually a founding member of that group. And she was so, like, my gran was an author. She was just so passionate about writing. She loved that writing group. And literally, like, as my dad is dealing with the sale of this house, my mum gets this message, and the writing group actually got some funds. And I mean, like 20 years later, they got this really lovely, like, crystal trophy made. It's called the Sheila Livingston Trophy. And they got it made in memory of one of their founders, and wanted to find one of her family and sent a picture. They got my dad's email. They sent, as my dad was her son,
Wow.
and sent her a picture of it to him and said, you know, we just really wanted to kind of
Yeah.
show our gratitude and thanks.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with those funds. And I thought, like, that long after for somebody to have made that impact, but also when this is all happening,
Yeah.
I thought that is
Yeah,
a sign.
definitely.
So they've actually asked some of our family to go along in April to a wee AGM, because I don't know if the trophy is like given out to like a member every year or if it's just like a plaque. I'm not sure,
Right,
but it's the
okay.
fact that they put it up on Facebook and said, you know, we've decided to do it in memory of one of our founders. And it's not even like she passed away a year ago or
No,
something like that.
it's so long
There'll
ago.
be so many new members
Yeah.
from them, probably
Yeah.
like a whole new team.
Yeah.
And it's so lovely. So that was kind of not even spooky that's happened to me, but just something so
No, but then it is, because it's at
Nice.
that point where like your grandpa's stuff's all being tied
Yeah.
up, and it feels like a nice kind
it feels
of
like a little nod
ending
to
to-
say, and
yeah.
to say like, I'm here, we're here,
Yeah.
all good, and like this is this is happening. So I thought that was lovely. I know. I actually gave them a wee shout out on the radio, which I wouldn't usually. I don't
Oh,
usually
that's
do
so
like
nice.
personal things, but I was
Yeah.
like, I am overruling my power, and I'm just going to
Yeah.
give the Strathkelvin Writers Group a shout out because
No, I love that.
Very
It's
sweet.
so nice for your gran as well.
I know it's so lovely. And do you know, a few years ago now, I was in Waterstones, and a lot of our books have been republished with
Oh,
new
wow.
covers. And I saw one. I was like, that is so
Oh,
cool.
I love that.
Yeah. I know.
That is so cute.
I thought I would buy it, but we've got loads of
I know.
copies,
I'm
so
like,
I'll
what,
leave it
what
for somebody
happens
else.
with that? Like, because obviously she can't, she can't choose the new cover. Do they just do all that?
I think it's because she was signed to a publisher, so the
So
publisher
they
just
do it
can
every
they
now and
like
again.
own the rights to it and published it with new covers. Yeah. So
Interesting.
lovely.
This card is interesting that I've just pulled because of what a listener asked us to speak about on the podcast that you just told me about.
Right.
Um,
Oh, the energy cleansing.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll hold that there so that we can see it.
El Moria.
Yeah. So it's
Awakening
presence. Yep. So the part here, which is why I'm saying it links, the universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. So Amber had said that a listener had asked her to speak about energy cleansing, protecting your energy.
and, yeah, energy cleansing.
Which there's one of the ways right there. Wear a cloak of
There we
love
go.
and protection. So maybe that's a
metaphorical
wee
cloak.
sign that we do need to speak about.
Is that like a
Energy
like a
protection.
metaphorical cloak? Like in the morning, you just go, right, I am not going to let anything else come in. Or
Yeah, so
what-
you imagine, you visualise
I used to do
yourself
that with a
putting on
shield.
like Harry Potter invisibility cloak.
That's what I thought of straight away. The invisibility cloak.
Yeah. No, sorry. So the actual card for you guys for a little but that is basically reminding you that spirit, guides, your loved ones, anyone, God, the universe, whatever you believe is there, they're with you right now, giving you that love and protection. So this normally comes up if someone is struggling a little bit emotionally, mentally, physically, and they're kind of coming in with that healing energy.
I think as well, actually, that's a really nice one for, again, just everything going on in the world right now, a lot of
definitely.
uncertainty. That's a nice little card that's come out. Hopefully that card is giving us all faith and protection, and that's
what
it.
it is.
Everything's fine.
Love and protection.
Everything's going to be fine.
against the fear that is everywhere.
We will just stay tuned to the moon.
Yes, we will.
And we'll be back probably 2 weeks'
Fortnight.
time, just scheduled, busy. You're going
Yeah.
on holiday. Have an amazing time. Going to Tenerife.
Sunshine.
When are you going next week?
Wednesday.
Oh, have the best time. Whereabouts?
Eh,
Do you know?
Costa
My
Deque.
fave.
Yeah, because I've got all your things
Oh
saved,
yeah, I
obviously.
forgot.
so
Actually,
I know
I
when to
meant
go.
to send you more. I'll send you places to
So
go and eat.
looking forward to that.
Food. Oh well, have the best time. I would say I'm jealous, but I feel like that's cheeky because
You've just been.
I just came back a few weeks ago. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks, and please do keep getting in touch because, like that, if it's an episode we're maybe not putting out straight away, but we'll bank it, so we'll talk about energy cleansing, protecting.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to know, again, spooky stories. I was logged out of the Instagram for about 4 days. I'm now back in, so can deal with that. Get your DMs, and yeah, just never be afraid to get in touch with anything spooky because,
No,
like,
reach out,
the
yeah.
last thing we want to do is shut anybody down. So all is welcome, and thank you.
Bye.